What's up, y'all? It's Kev. Today I wanted to break down what makes openings so fantastic. I wanted to talk about one of my favorite openings, and that is Yamada Kun and the Seven Witches. So what I think makes a great opening so fantastic, for one, obviously has to be the music. You know, the music has to be on point, it has to hit hard, and it has to make you feel something. It has to make you keep coming back to it. And I love the opening for Yamada Kun and the Seven Witches. The song is spectacular. I'll probably have it playing in the background of the video so you guys can hear it throughout. But another thing that's great about Yamada Kun and the Seven Witches is that it's so great at foreshadowing. I feel like any opening for any anime should be great with foreshadowing. It should foreshadow everything that's going to happen, and it should foreshadow everything that you're going to see, and I think it should stay consistent. And that's what Yamada Kun and the Seven Witches does. It's absolutely fantastic, so let's get into it. So in the opening, right here, the opening sequence, you see Yamada Kun, or Yamada under the hat. And what that symbolizes is that he's the start of it, you know. He's where it all begins. He's under the hat, exposing himself, showing himself. And then from there you see the vines coming up, and the vines are coming up and they're going straight to Shiraishi, showing you that they're connected. You know, and this speaks a lot because it could have showed all of the witches and showed that he's connected to all of them, but instead it showed Shiraishi specifically, and it shows that they're connected. And it kind of even gives you a little hint of a teaser that she's a witch as well. And so then right after that, you start to see Yamada being bashful about having friends. And, you know, going down the line of friends, ending in Shiraishi in her true nature, which is, you know, face buried in a book. And the reason why he's bashful is because, you know, he doesn't really know how to have friends. He's always been seen as that tough guy and nobody wants to be his friend, but he wants friends. Like that's the cause of the show, is that he wants to have friends. So in this sequence, you see the next witch with her sidekick, who just so happens to be Yamada's former friend. And then that shows a little bit of a connection that you don't quite pick up on until you start getting further on into the show, which I think is really dope with the foreshadowing. So now you basically see the witches all turn to Yamada, which surprises him, which is kind of showing that they're all looking to him to save them from the witch powers. And I think that's really dope because, you know, they all kind of look down on him, and then at a certain point they all kind of look at him and say, oh no, like he's the one, he can help me, he can save me. And then it cuts into the student council president and his former friend separately, but they're shown one after another on flip sides to show that they're connected. And so you see her on the right, and then it fades into him on the left, and you actually don't even see her character until much later into the show. But you know, you kind of get a sense that they're connected because you see them one after another, and they're kind of mirrored a little bit. And so now you start to see the witches reveal themselves from under their witch hats, and showing that they are indeed witches, and the only one who isn't revealed is Shiraishi, which you already kind of know is a witch because you've seen her with the hat on earlier on in the opening. And this is pretty nice because I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, the witches appear in the opening in the same order that they appear in the show, and they all kind of appear like they show the eye first and then the rest of the face. The way Yamada shows himself in the beginning, and it's pretty dope. And so now you have Shiraishi and Yamada, who start off close, but are then broken apart by their friends coming up in the middle, which I think is sort of a symbolic thing, showing that the thing that unites them is their desire to have friends. And it's also kind of something that separates them a little bit because, you know, you don't want to break up a friend group by exposing your feelings for somebody else. And then after that you have some imagery of places that they visited, so like classrooms, school grounds, and stuff like that. And then this is the last little segment of it. You have Shiraishi's witch hat, which flies off of her into a tornado of witch hats that match the color of the witches, and then they all kind of combine into one witch hat, which falls onto Yamada, which again is sort of symbolic of showing that he is the only one who can save and control the witches and their powers. And I think the way it falls on his head is pretty dope because it falls on his head and then you just see his eye, and sort of like this kind of like badass moment where you see Yamada as like this cool guy. And then the last thing that you see is Shiraishi appear next to him, and she pulls him under the witch hat for what you assume to be a kiss. And I think that's a fantastic opening because it shows that even though the entire opening has been about these witches, that it's still about Shiraishi and Yamada, and it's still a romance between the two of them, and I think that's really dope. And that's the whole thing. That's the whole opening of Yamada Kun and the Seven Witches. Thank you guys for joining me on this journey while we break down the opening for Yamada Kun and the Seven Witches. This is one of my absolute favorite opening songs of all time. It's a bit different of a video than what I normally put out, and I'm just trying to do some new things since, you know, the coronavirus got motherfuckers locked in their house. So If y'all like the video, please drop a like on the video. If you want to subscribe, please subscribe. Just let me know how y'all feeling about the video. That's it for me. I'm out, y'all. Peace. Love you.
Yeah. Okay, I get it. You claiming that you with it, but nah, you ain't with it, dawg. Yeah. Yes, I'm committed. You want me to stop, but I never quit it, dawg. Hey. And I don't need nobody. Hey. But I want somebody. They all hate 'cause I'm all in, and that's why I'm about whatever, man. Spending money like it's gonna last forever, man. We living life 'cause we finna live forever, man. Live forever, man. Gonna live forever, man. Yeah.